Here.
We got one more too. Louis Bastillo, Directive Fong, 52630 and 11 app, 81529.
I tell you what, that Fon Bastille is smooth. Okay, it's smooth. I heard some stuff come out of her mouth on the phones that I ain't never heard before in my life. Okay, now I learned a lot of stuff from Devin and Gino as well, but I learned some stuff from Fonch because I mean we were up all night, running trying to see who could get the last one. And I'll be honest, I didn't really compete on that front, but some of them did. And Fawn was one of them. And this guy was like, "Man, I work all the time." He's like, "Really? Huh? Well, when do you get home?" He said, "I'm about to go into work now." It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. When you going to work? I go to work at 11 and I get off at 10. It's like, huh, you got like a long commute? It's like about an hour. Okay. So you're usually in the door about, 11:30. Yeah, well, they got me working a late shift tonight. So I mean, if you really want to protect your family, I got 11:30. That's my last spot of the day. Any issue that won't work? And she closed it. She freaking closed it, James Butler. I was like, you savage, savage, just burning it down. Getting better. It's fun to watch. Fun to watch. Kiara, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm here late.
Are you um are you able to write business not upstairs on Lake Norman? Because every time you walk down them damn stairs, 2,700, 3,400, 1,500, and it was like absurd. It was absurd what you did in just such a short period of time. It was one of the most impressive things that I've ever seen. And if I said that I was jealous, I honestly wouldn't be saying enough. It was fun to watch. Okay. It's fun to watch. How many, y'all are going to like this, of the 8 apps that you wrote, how many of those 8 applications were replacements?
Mm, like four of them.
So half of your business, how much of the premium would you say?
God, probably about 12,000.
Okay, okay. Wait a minute. So you wrote so off of new business, right? New business. When I say new business, I'm saying you're calling leads, you're booking appointments, and they're buying mortgage protection for, I guess, the first time. You wrote about 4 apps for 7 grand or so.
Hmm.
And then the other 4 apps for 12 grand came from people that already had mortgage protection, but you could beat it.
Correct. Or
Interesting.
they just have general life insurance in place already.
Okay. Could you kind of go over your phone script? And are these once it closes, or are you doing callbacks? You calling the insurance company? Because there's a lot of money that's being missed right now by people that, oh, I've already got it taken care of. Oh, okay, I'll take you off of our list.
Okay.
Because they're new
Great.
and they don't know how to interrogate that.
Yeah. So when they say that, I say, great. That's exactly why I'm calling you. So we just need to get your file updated so we can get this closed out. And then I'll say we'll do one or two things. We'll let you know if you do have the best coverage in place or if you qualify for something that's more affordable or you can get more benefits for what you're paying a month. And obviously nobody's going to say no to saving money or getting more benefits for what they're paying for. And I don't really give them an option. It's either or. It's not yes or no. I'm not saying can I, because obviously they want their file to get closed out. And so when I get them on the phone, I ask them when I schedule an appointment, I say, hey, does this give you enough of time to get your policy out so we can see exactly what you have in place?
Mhm.
Because even if I find you something more affordable, I want to make sure you're not losing any benefits. And they say yes 9 times out of 10. But if not, we're getting the carrier on the phone. And 9 times out of 10, we're getting the carrier on the phone either time, either way. Because one of my policies, one of those applications this week, the client was like, Kiara, this is whole life, this is whole life. And she just got it in November. She was 74. It was like 325 for 50,000, and I knew that wasn't right. And come to find out it was a universal life. And if those aren't really built to last unless they're structured correctly. So we was able to go from there. And I didn't want to say like, oh no, you can't be adamant and tell them what you have. You get the insurance carrier on the phone and you let them be the bad person because you can shut them out by doing that.
What company was it with, if you don't mind me asking?
One was with Transamerica, and
Hmm.
then one of them was with GPM Life.
GPM. Okay.
Yep.
So let's role play. Okay. If that's all right with you. If we could just role play. Because I mean, these are literally, if you could, guys, I'm telling you, if you can master this, like you could just make all your money from this. It's like this is a skill that if you could, my income doubled when I learned this. Okay, it doubled, and I was already a 20K producer just from new business. Devin taught me how to replace stuff. He was like, "Do you ever replace their policies?" I was like, "I didn't know I could do that." He taught me how to do it. Changed my life. Now that was in the home how I learned. We're learning over the phone now. So, um, you be the agent, and we'll run through it. Ring ring. Hello.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke. This is Kiara Chavis. I was calling you about your mortgage here with Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, so I was just calling you in regards of the mortgage protection. They just have me calling to verify everything that we have on file here before we get these programs over to you this week.
Yeah. I already got that taken care of. Thank you though.
Okay. Okay, great. That's exactly why I was calling. That must be why your file's still open here. Do you remember who you got your coverage with?
Ah, I don't remember. It's been a couple months.
Okay. Have you received your policy through the mail yet?
I think so. It's at the house. I'm just at work.
Okay, that's fine. So what I was doing, I was just calling you today. We just verify everything and then we schedule a better time to get you back on the phone. Now, they do have me closing your file out by Monday. Does the mornings or the afternoons work better to give you a call back?
Probably the afternoons. I'll be home usually around 4.
Okay. Monday I have a 4:30 or a 6 o'clock. Which one of those work better?
6 o'clock.
Okay. Does that give you enough of time to get your policy out so we can go over what you have?
Yeah, I know exactly where it's at. I just forget the
Okay.
name on it. I've got a couple
Okay.
of them. That's why.
Okay, great. So what we'll do, we'll get that updated look and they'll tell you one or two things. They'll let you know, hey, congratulations, you have the best coverage in place, or two, you actually qualify for some more affordable coverage or better benefits for what you're paying a month, okay?
Got it.
Okay. And then I'll just
They've
go.
got me closing your file out by Monday. Y'all did hear that, right? I don't know if y'all heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I wrote it down. I don't know. I've been doing it for 7 years. I ain't never said no sh like that. Okay.
Them bills, that's who has them closing them out by Monday, them bills.
Uh-huh. Because you didn't say they got me getting these options to you by Friday. They got me closing out your file by Friday, right? Um, you ever get any objections on any of this stuff? I'm sure you do every now and then.
Sometimes if I get pushback, I'll be like, okay, let me see if I can extend your deadline. And then I'll extend it for like a day or two, but I'll be like, that's the best I can do.
Extend your deadline. Lord have mercy. Y'all, she putting y'all on game. 17 grand. Okay, 17 grand in what, 48 hours tops?
Yeah, I'd say from Monday to Wednesday, maybe.
Sounds like 48
And
hours
that
to
was
me.
from reschedules. Yeah, that was from
Okay.
reschedules.
Okay. Extend your file out. What other objections do you get sometimes?
A lot of times it's really what anybody else gets, like, why do you need that information? I'm not really comfortable. And then I'll say, our job is just to leave you better than we found you, even if it means you keeping that in place, but at least you have clarity around what you have in place. Because nine
Hmm.
times out of 10, they don't know. And then when the insurance carrier starts telling them, like, hey, if they think they have a whole life and it's actually term or decreasing, you just say, were you aware of that? And a lot of times, when we get on the phone with the insurance companies, whether it's customer service or they don't know what they have in place or they were misled, a lot of times they're getting upset and they're just like, I want to go ahead and cancel this policy. But obviously, I tell them, hey, let's not cancel this until we can get you an approval somewhere else.
Now, do you get really like, oh my God, Kiara, did you know that? Do you get like really into it? Because th we're like paid actors here, guys. You got to get into it a little bit, okay? If y'all heard the sh that Devin was saying, oh, like he said, the guy's 100, you're gonna love this. He goes, man, I got to think about it. He said, think about it. Stunned the guy. Didn't talk for 3 minutes, right? Like we're paid actors here. You gotta be able to bob in and out. Could you kind of go over how, like, once you book it, you call me for the policy review. It's Monday. It's 6 o'clock. Talk to me about that. Ring ring. Hello.
Hey, Luke. This is Kiara. I'm just calling for our appointment we have this afternoon to get your file updated for the mortgage protection.
Oh yeah, shoot. Let me grab that policy real quick.
Okay, take your time, and just let me know whenever you're ready.
All right, I got it.
Okay. Do you know, does it say like who you have it through, or does it say whether it's whole life or
It says America.
okay, that's a really great company. How much is your face amount for?
Oh, this ain't right. It says it says 17,500.
Okay. And how much are you paying a month?
212.
212. And how long ago did you say you got this?
Like 3 months ago.
Okay. I know you said that wasn't right. Did you think there was a different face amount on there?
The guy told me it was 35,000.
Okay. Okay, what we can do, you didn't take out any other policies, did you, Luke?
I mean, I've got other insurance policies. This ain't the only one I got. This one, I've got like a burial policy with Lincoln
Okay.
Heritage that I got, about 4 years ago. But I don't. Um, but this was just for the house because, my wife. We were trying to get her time to sell it, and 35,000 would give her an entire year's worth of mortgage payments. With our mortgage payment being, um, I don't know how much that would be, but almost $3,000, 2,800. But I mean, this only gives her 6 months. I don't see if it can be enough.
Okay. We can get them on the phone and just make sure that there wasn't like a second policy or anything in place. But I was about to ask, so your Holly, this only gives her 6 months, and that wouldn't be enough of time for her?
I mean, she could do it, but it'd be kind of rough. I didn't know if a year was enough, to be honest. I wanted more than a year, but 35 was the most that he showed me.
Okay. So we can definitely add more coverage. Just let me do my research here and let's see. Um, I'll take my time. But if it's like a different face amount than what they think it is, I'm getting the insurance carrier on the phone just to get clarity around that.
Mhm.
Um, and then they'll get on the phone and they'll ask them like, hey, why is this such and such and not such and such? And then the insurance carrier just tell them how much is paying out. A lot of times they'll want to cancel it. And then that's when I ensure them, hey, don't cancel it until we can get you an approval. And then from there, I haven't really had anybody where they said, like, hey, we needed 12 months and they only had 6 months. A
Hmm.
lot of times it's just like, hey, I can save you money on what you have in
Right.
place, or we can give you more time. So you said America, if you'd have said somebody else, I'd have been like, yeah, we definitely can save you some money. But say if it was any other company, I can say, hey, Luke, we can see how much coverage we can get you for what you're paying a month, or I can also show you what 12 months would look like. Would that work?
Yeah, that would work. So in that case, I feel like it would be best you get America. Well, the good news is we represent America, so you can go in there and see if they got select one, select two, or select three.
Mhm.
Because they might have got select three, they think they got day one coverage, and they don't. That's happened to Tyler 4 or 5 times.
Mhm.
Like we don't know what they have. Like, yeah, if it's select one, it's gonna be kind of tough. They don't trust their agent anyway, but we still don't want to put them in a worse situation. You guys know what I'm saying? Like we don't want them set, that's not a reason enough to replace something just because they got a shitty agent, but we're going to charge them $20 more a month. Like that doesn't feel great to me. But
Mhm.
if they got select two, I know I can beat that. Select three, I can definitely beat that. I can beat that without looking, you know. Any other keys here, Kiara? And then do you ever, because today's Friday, do you ever one sit close these, one call close these?
Yeah, I actually did one last Friday afternoon. It was at 7 p.m. Obviously, if it's during dialing hours from like 4 to 7, I'm not doing that. But it was 7 a.m. At 7 p.m. She was about to be my last dial anyways. And so she was like, hey, and a lot of times they'll even get out their policy while you're on the phone. If it's like the beginning of a dialing session, I'll be like, no, there's no need to do that. I won't want you rushing. I'll just schedule a better time that gives you enough of time. But she went ahead and got the policies out, and I was like, okay. And she was telling me that she had, I think it was Baltimore Life, and she had, I think it was like 35,000. She was paying almost $300 a month. And then we switched it to America and it went down like $80 a month. And I was like, let's see if we can get you an approval. And I'll go through the application. And she got the green light with the miracle was halfway through. I was like, okay, so it looks like we can get you approved for this. Let's just finish up the application. And she was so happy. And then she got we replaced the life insurance and then she was also getting mortgage protection in place. So it was two applications.
Yeah, savage.
But what I like to do, I'm not jumping straight into the replacement. A lot of times it's, oh, I already got that in place. But then after that fact, like when I'm going through the financial fire drill, or I also ask when I'm when I'm locking down the appointment, I'll say, hey, do you already have any coverage in place right now? Like, do you have any life insurance that would go to your family if something were to happen to you? Yes. And I'll be like, do you know about how much coverage you have, how much you're paying? Just try to poke holes in it. And then I'll say, well, we also can help save you some money on your life insurance as well and just tell them to get that policy out. But I'm addressing the mortgage protection first and then going back to the life insurance.
Gotcha.
And then I've even had a client one time where he was getting the mortgage protection in place. They didn't have life insurance. And I was like, well, what's Miss Johnson going to do with if something happens to you? She's going to have to take the mortgage protection to put you away. And it added
Mm,
200 APV to that. For 200
that's
APV a month.
$200 a month?
$200 a month, yeah.
Oh shit. That's damn. That's $1,700 in commission for you, girl. Good for you. Okay. Asking a good like once you guys understand how expensive death is, you'll like this stuff isn't really that hard to sell. You just have to care about it, you know?
And something I've learned also, Luke, here within the last 2 weeks. You know, obviously we tell you the more no's you get, the closer you are to your yes, but it's not even just your yes and your no's. It's a matter of having a conversation with someone because they're humans. And I feel like that's helped me a lot and it's took me a long way.
So not worrying so much about the script, you're just kind of using that as like a guide by your side, but just getting real curious, being genuine, and trying to help.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was on the phone. I actually did my first, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I did my first actual like reset. I've scheduled resets before, but I've never dug into their finances because I was scared of what I didn't know. But I
Mhm.
actually sat on the phone with a lady. We talked for over an hour this week, and I reset her to Lisa for Monday.
Mhm.
And then come to find out, she actually had we almost went through the same thing, but hers was a lot worse. She had a tumor, and then she got an infection from her surgery. And it's just like, just having those conversations with people, just
Yeah,
being intentional.
yeah, that's so good. Y'all give it up for Kiara. If this don't help you make more money, then you're just not making enough dials, to be honest with you. You know, like that's the only reason. You just either don't have enough leads, you ain't working them hard enough because she just puts you on game. If you just learn what she just taught, you'll make, you'll be able to 3x your money on leads. I swear to you. Like if you just learn that piece, just that, if you don't even know how to ask or to sell critical period, you don't even know what it is. But if you understand that, I mean, that's easy money. That's easy money. Appreciate you, Kiara. Let's get out of here. Somebody go break a record today. See ya.